turned it into our very own South African version. DJ, let's hear your voices, Johannesburg!
What? So it's far. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. If I don't, sorry. If I don't, it should be finished. Okay, thank you. Lots of radio stations. Lots of radio stations between 12 and 1.
I'll just finish SAFA. But our co-students say you can come to us if you want. Should be active. I'm saying be active now so that when the team comes out, you are the one that's on.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Like TV or radio?
TV. So what do you want to do?
No, I think you said SAFA.
No, you know, I'll just finish SAFA. So what?
Okay.
Does it tell you?
Please do not push, ladies and gentlemen. We ask you please take a step back, please. as we make history in South Africa. We picked up a cell phone that has fallen from the top tier into the band, the South African police band. If you've lost the cell phone, please come to the sound desk for collection. We hand you over back to the South African police band. One final time.
where there was only despair. What you see outside, what you saw on Saturday, through links, what happened throughout the country, what we saw in Paris, South Africans from all walks of life who gathered outside of the streets of Paris, flying the South African flag, is to give an expression to our president, Nelson Mandela. This victory is a homage to our president, to say thank him for his vision, that only through sport is possible that we can unite our people. Your performance both on and off the field has represented you as ambassadors of a country of our dream, united as defined in our preamble of the Constitution. We thank you, Siya Kolisi. We thank you, Jack. We thank you, Rasi. We thank you, Mzwandile, Sticks, for all your work. We thank you, Mr. President. When I met with Saro, with the DM earlier when you took office, we said two things to all the major sporting codes, the big five. If we are to succeed, we need to do two things. Firstly, is to stabilize our governance structures. Two, is to stabilize leadership. What you see here, both from a point of view of the team as well as the federations, you can only succeed if you have a stable federation. Thank you very much. On behalf of many South Africans, many of whom I just say, Mr. President, I appreciate your extension of a visit to other provinces. But I must say that let's not dampen the spirit of celebrating rugby as a national team, so that it does not become a regional team or a team of a village. There may be people from Uleji in Limpopo, there may be people from Zanin, there may be people from Nongoma, there may be people from KwaDlamahlale who came out in their numbers on Saturday to support a national team, not because there's a player that comes from there. And I think let's keep that spirit, because there may be things that may just degenerate quickly to something else. We may find ethnicity at the end, that he must come to the village because there is Zizi in the club. So we must avoid, but let's celebrate. In other countries, when a team wins, it just goes maybe 1 or 2 meters, that's the end of it, because the spirit is to celebrate the win. And I think let's keep that spirit. Thank you very much. You have been true ambassadors. Well, thank you very much for that.
We'll now open the floor for questions for the top table. If I can, please ask, can you raise your hand, and we'll try and get a microphone to you to ask your questions.
Did the mics work?
Yeah.
Before we start, let's say good morning, everyone. Mr. Minister, Mr. President, Mama. No, I just want to say, on behalf of the team, we honestly would like to say thank you to the people of South Africa. It's been a long and a tough 20 weeks that we've been together, but it's been 4 years that the coaching staff and management have been planning for this opportunity for us to win back-to-back World Cups. When they first came, they didn't think we would win 2019. They were focused on 2023. They said this is the year that the group can win because of the group that we have and how much more experience would be this time. And obviously things change, and we just got better and better in 2019, and we finally came through. And I must say the support towards the end, and I also said it before, people were hopeful in 2019, maybe we'll win it, but this time we could feel that people expected us to win this World Cup. So the support and the videos, as Mr. President said, honestly, after trainings we would see, or after games we would see what's happening back at home, and that's why we made that decision that we've already won the World Cup in 2019. It's not about us as players anymore. What can we play? We always play for South Africa, but we wanted to make sure that this one is for the people of South Africa. This one is for every single person in South Africa, rich, poor, doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter where you come from, because of the team that we have, which is very diverse team, which is very beautiful as well. We all come from different walks of life, different races, even though, we come from different walks of life. We are the coaching staff, who knew how to align us as a group, who knew how to put us together so we can focus on one thing. Even though I have my own goals or what I wanted to achieve myself personally, I'm playing for different reasons than what Eben is playing for and than Ox is playing for. But the common goal was the Springboks and the people of South Africa. So this trophy is also just for people who come from in tough circumstances in our area, in disadvantaged areas, in energies that are not well resourced. For the kid who sits in Sweden, who sits in Goodwood, who sits in Malmesbury, and for them to know, maybe things are tough for you. You can't afford school fees. You've got no shoes to walk to school. You've got no food at home. And people who come from rich homes too, who want to make something out of themselves, but the situation around them doesn't look hopeful enough for them or give them motivation to think that they'll get there. This is for you, because we come from those environments, we come from those backgrounds. Cheslin, where he comes from as well. We want to represent everyone because this team represents everyone, but we want the most important thing, we want people to get reference points. We want people to see, how can I make it from this situation? Who has made it from where I come from? And you can look at this whole team. We all come from different areas and different backgrounds. And also, we've also got to learn that as a team, we knew our cultures are different. So that also brings a lot of differences amongst the group. So Coach Rassi and Jacques, he started teaching us about minding each other, because I grew up singing Ikwijo. In the Eastern Cape, it's a big thing because we sing Ikwijo when we're happy, when we're sad, and obviously when the team is about to play, it always feels you connected. No matter what you're going through, when you sing with someone, it feels like they take that burden off you a little bit, that they carry it with you. And some like to listen to Afrikaans music, some likes to listen to rock music, which is, it's very crazy music, right? and Coach Rassi told us this. This is who we are in South Africa. We are all different, and we do also reminded us about the past, the hurtful past that we've had. And some people haven't healed. Some people are not over that. Some people are still going through it, and it's still passed through generations. And we speak about it amongst our team, that these things have to be spoken about. When you talk about transformation, squad depth, and all those kind of things, the team spoke honestly and said, Coach Jacques and Rassi said, we are going to win, but we're going to be transforming while we're winning, because a lot of people didn't get this opportunity. So many people who fought for South Africa to change, who fought for me to be able to put on this jersey, weren't allowed to put on this jersey. So now we're going to make sure that this team transforms, and it transforms not by just putting people of color. We train them, we make them good enough to be there, so that when they do play there, they represent South Africa. And I do believe that everybody who's played in the team has been good enough. And that's the thing also, we need to learn to mind each other in our different cultures, not just in rugby, but in community as well, in businesses, all that we do. You can't just want to force your way because this is how you do things. Think about the next person next to you. And that's what we've learned. And Coach Rassi asked us, let's not keep it here in the team. Let's speak about it openly and honestly. We also want to see in Parliament, and we'll speak about serious stuff. How are we going to deal? How are people dealing with what happened in South Africa before? How is the next generation going to see the way forward? That's so important for us in South Africa, because I feel like a lot of things are spoken about, but the serious issues, because are too sensitive to speak about them in public. But we need to, because we need to learn. We need to know what's the way forward. How do we get better in South Africa? Because I know this win will inspire a lot of people, but it's not going to change how people are in circumstances. But for us as players, it's going to give us a platform that we can open more opportunities, like with our foundation, the works that we do around South Africa. So, we really hope this just doesn't end in a little bit of celebrations for a week, and it needs to do more. It was really hard for us as a team. Think about it, 20 weeks, you're sitting with the same people the whole time. Somewhere, the struggle, you have to find, you have to start finding something you like about now. I like Evan's new haircut now, so... But thank you again for everything. I must tell you, when we were in France, it was difficult because, people are hurting there, that obviously the country that didn't win. And we sat in the hotel, we celebrated together, but it didn't feel like what it felt like here. Because the people that we did it for now show us exactly what it means in our country. And we are very sad that we can't go everywhere. And as Mr. President said, we have to go back, some of us, to our club. Some guys are leaving early. Some guys can't do the whole trophy tour. But we do appreciate everyone. If we could, we honestly would go to all 9 provinces, because everybody deserves to see the trophy. But I do promise that they will get the full energy, the full attention of us while we're on that bus tour. We'll give it everything. We'll try and give back the support that you gave to us. So thank you, Siyabulela. Bye, dankie.
Might as well just end it now, hey. Wow, that's fantastic, Siya. I've just got 2 questions to the World Cup winning captain, Siya, and the World Cup winning coach, Jacques. Please call them World Cup winners, because they are that. Siya, double, thank you, double. Tuple. Siya, you mentioned culture, and you know the Springboks are a melting pot of diverse cultures. A very nice video surfaced the other day of you guys walking down the stairs, and Jesse was leading Ikwijo. We saw the Kwijo squad carrying our voices to Paris, and that was you guys hearing us, honestly. But just talk to me about Felix Jones. He was singing Leo Kwijo, and I was like, an Irish man singing Ikwijo is fantastic. How is it that you guys have just found each other so well in this melting pot? And then to you, Jacques, Marvin Ori, he was the water boy. Just talk to me about the role he played. I mean, he always was there and on it, and I mean, he did brilliantly well from what we saw. Just give us your thoughts on that as well.
Marvin, the president.
He's the president.
He's the president of my players, so we call him president. When you and you see Felix Jones singing a Kwijo like that, and Jesse leading it, that's, people think it's that's how really it is in our team, you know, because some people just talk it. And Felix, I give so much respect to him. He came from Ireland, first world country, 2019 when he first joined us, and obviously he doesn't understand what drives us, what makes South Africans. Came in, he bought in, and he saw how the rest of the world treat us. And then I remember after the last World Cup, and we had some time off, and I said, Felix, come to Sweden. I want you to see. That was after the trophy tour. Him and Aled Walters were with us then. They could not believe what they saw when we went, especially in the most disadvantaged areas. People found a way. If they didn't have a Springbok jersey, they wore a green jersey. And some of the kids chased us for so many kilometers, sprinting, running, you know. And they said for them, the country doesn't happen like that. Maybe a few places that they go to, but not the whole of the country will be like that. Then Felix came to Sweden. I took him to Khalifa and Mafa, where I always go for braai. He sat with me, ate with me. I showed him where I slept at my house, you know, and showed him my school and showed him my friends. And to him it made sense why we have the drive that we have, you know, with the funding that we have compared to the other rugby teams in the world. For us to achieve what we achieve, I don't think we understand. But the spirit of South Africans, we don't make excuses. We look for opportunity, we work as hard as we can. So he bought into that. And then the Kwijo, he loves the music. I remember when we don't sing, when it got quiet after, like when we met this year, and he was like, what's going on? Like, why are you guys not singing anymore? You know, and then we started singing, and then obviously he learned the songs, and I sent some of the songs to him, but like he would watch it, and now he knows the words fully. And that's what we talk about when we talk about transformation. It's not about numbers. It's about people actually, them changing from inside, you know, and understanding each other's culture and learning to mind each other. So yeah, that's what made it so special for us as a group. And then even ululating is just so beautiful. Yeah, so you can call him for bookings for MKD and all those sort of things.
In terms of in terms of. We have a little joke on that. But no, talking about Marvin, I'm probably going to talk about the squad. I think that's probably the biggest thing why we're successful, I think, is that all 33 players, you know, we can only select 23 to play. And as you guys know, we went with a 5-3 split with a guy like Mani and Kobus starting in the quarterfinal against France, and then they started again in the semi-final against England, and then for the final we decided our tactic, rightly or wrongly, obviously rightly now because it worked out well. We went with a 7-1 split, which meant that they had to fall out, you know, and yes, and their hearts obviously is broken. Everybody wants to play in a final, but I can promise you, and I'll get to Marvin now, when we had our training session that Monday, so the team was announced on Monday morning, when we trained that Monday afternoon, Kobus was the best version of Aaron Smith and Mani was the best version of Richie Moanga, studied their mannerisms, their profiles, and that's probably the beauty of this team. You know, they get over it, and then they have to fulfill another role. In the previous 2 games, their role was to start and to lead the team to a victory. In the last game, their role was to be the opposition, and that's Marvin. You know, Marvin, I think, played 1.5 games, but Marvin was Mario Toge. He was he worked the opposition, and that's Marvin. You know, for Marvin, that one, played 1.5 and games. So Marvin was brilliant. He just fulfilled his role. He worked the even up. For that one, and so Marvin was brilliant. He just fulfilled his role. He knew if there was an injury, he would have been straight in, did the hard work, and then lastly, the squad of 33 players. The wives and the partners, you know, when you have the wives and partners and a guy like Kobus or a guy like Mani doesn't get selected or a guy like Marvin doesn't get selected, it's easy that the partners can become envious, you know, because their husbands aren't selected. But it never happened. You know, and they pick up the pieces, the partners, the wives and the partners and the kids. They pick up the pieces when they don't get selected, and they don't become envious. And there was never a riff and never a tiff. And the guys, the wives who didn't, whose husbands weren't selected, was the one leading the parties, helping, making it fun. So no, it was. I think that's probably the strength of this group. It's a unbelievable group of people.
Jacques, sorry, I think you've been asked this question a couple of times before the start of that final week. Just from a personal level, and I know you've been in the system for quite a long time. You spoke about 2013 coming into the institute and learning about new players like Siya and everybody that's involved in this squad. But personally, from your point of view, how has this group of players grown? And as you move forward, what kind of legacy do you think that this group of players will leave from a South African rugby point of view, having known them from probably when they were 17, 18, 19 years old?
Yeah, I think that's probably, that's an unbelievable privilege that I've had. How old are you now, Siya? He's 32, and we started work. How long have we been working together? 18. So it's how many? I've got Willike Wiskunde. Oxy? 14 years. 14. So okay, 14 years. So we've been working together, myself, Eben, Chesi maybe a year later. I think Chesi, you were a year behind him. Oxy maybe a little bit later from RTS Lubota. But the point I'm trying to make is, let's say we work 14 years together and he's 32. We've probably been, it sounds long, 14 years, but it's more than a third of Siya's life. And that's probably the fortunate thing that I had, being involved with this group for such a long time at different levels, from school level. So I knew them from naughty, when they were naughty and they were at varsity, and when we all were naughty, till now they are husbands, they are fathers, they are unbelievable with their kids and unbelievable family men. And what legacy will they leave? You know what? They didn't change. The Siya that I met when he was 18 is still the Siya that he's now, and the Cheslin that I met when he played fullback. That was it. We had a mean back three in that under 19 group. A lot of them went on to play sevens. Justin Geduld and those boys, they could step. So he's never changed. Fame never got to them. They never became entitled. So I think that's the legacy they will leave. You know, title. I think when you become a Springbok, you can be. I'm going to use them. You can be Eben. There's Eben the person, and there's Eben the Springbok rugby player, and they never became the title. Does it make sense? Siya never became Siya, the Springbok captain. He always stayed Siya. And I think that's the beauty of this group. They never became the title. They just stayed the person. And that's the beautiful thing from them.
Can I ask Ox, Cheslin, and everyone to come in front, please?
They're coming after.
I want
Well, they can come now. They can come now.
Yeah?
Come now.
We moving?
Yeah, make it bigger. Make the circle bigger. Bring 2 chairs.
No, they could.
Now at the moment, you're starting a new journey going back to France. How are you seeing this new journey with Racing 92, and how has that changes the dynamics with you still being available for the national side in your capacity as a captain? My second, Cheslin, on a lighter note, there was a historic moment when Siya Kolisi hoisted that trophy. A historic moment when you were fighting with the flag there. So can you just possibly just give us an idea what was happening there with the flag? And just lastly, Jacques, ja, maar net Afrikaans vandag ons veeltalige land, net kortliks, is dit hoe jy jou loopbaan af wil gesluit het, meneer? Is dit die beste manier om jou loopbaan af te sluit? Praat ons oor jou journey wat jy deurgegaan het, en iemand jou gevra die legacy wat jy agter wil laat. Hoe dink jy moet die succession plan wees nou vir SA Rugby, veral vir die Springbokke, meneer? Thank you so much.
Who starts? Jay-Z.
About being captain, I don't know what's going to be. I'm not the coach. What matters to me is the most. As long as I can put on the Springbok jersey, it doesn't matter whether I'm a captain or not. That's not the most important. Because if I'd say to you that I dreamt of being the Springbok captain, I'll be lying to you. So as long as I'm available for selection and I get selected, that's all I care about. But I am looking forward to the new journey, and yeah, hopefully it go well. But for now, we're just gonna enjoy being home, enjoy being double world champions back to back.
He must get used to the croissants. As it pap and wors aan.
Nie nou nie.
Percy, myne is in Afrikaans, né? In terme van van my, eerstens ek dink ek gaan begin met die succession planning. Dit sal obviously los vir Mark en vir Rassie en vir die leiergroep. Ek kan jou beloof dit sal intens wees. Ons sal hierdie periode nou tot die einde van die jaar sal daar 'n goeie oorhandiging wees, en intellektuele property sal gedeel word, en daar sal 'n goeie review wees. Dis maar net hoe deeglik hulle is, en ek weet hulle sal die regte planne maak, maar wat daai planne is, ek bedoel, ek dink nie dis vir my om te weet nie. Hulle sal die regte planne maak. Dit beloof ek jou. En dan in terme van jy weet, ek in 2011 was ek gelukkig om 7 weke by die of 7 toetse saam met die Bokke te wees, jy weet, en ek het gedog ek gaan nooit weer betrokke raak nie. En toe in 2016 toe ek vir 3 toetse teen Ierland, maar toe het ek klaar aangeteken by Munster, en toe ek daar weg is, dus dink ek, okay, dis 10 toetse, maar dit was ongelooflike 10 toetse saam met die Bokke, want dit is 'n ongelooflike span om deel van te wees. So En nou is ek weer en baie mense dink dis die einde, maar die een ding wat ek geleer het, die lewe, ons beplan ons lewens en ons dink yes, ek wil oor 'n jaar daar wees en oor 'n jaar daar wees en oor 'n jaar daar wees, maar weet jy die lewe het sy eie planne met jou. So vir nou is dit die einde vir nou met hierdie groep, maar of dit die einde is vir my saam met die bokke, dit kan niemand sê nie. Ek sal enige tyd weer wil terugkom. Ek moet goed genoeg wees, ek moet relevant wees. Die spelers wil jou daar hê, die mense moet jou daar wil hê. En as dit dan die geval is en dit gebeur weer, dit sal ongelooflik wees.
Okay, I have a few questions. Firstly, to you, Coach. I just want to check, going back to the issue of money, was it the most difficult decision you have had to take as a coach, leaving him out of the final? And to Siya, I don't know if you have applied your mind properly on this thing. I know a lot of things has been happening over the last few days. But they always say that a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. I'm talking about not as a player, but as a captain. Have you applied your mind of maybe saying you can step away from the captaincy and give somebody new leadership to take over, looking at the new cycle of the 4 years going to the next World Cup, if you have or have you not? And to Cheslin, what went through your mind during those last few minutes when you had your... no, most of us, we felt sorry for you because it was really a very tight situation. And to Insusotu, to you, Ox, we good young after everything that has happened so far.
You start.
I'm happy. Good like it to be lot of money. Yeah. So taking it in, Mara. Good like it to be on. That's all I have to say.
Was it a tough decision to leave Moni out? Yes, it breaks your heart as a coach. It's probably for me, from moving from assistant coach to head coach, that is the worst part of the job, is to tell players that you are not selected. And Moni is definitely, now I can't say it will be the next coach that will decide that, but I believe he has the ability to be the future. If you think about how excellent he was, I think him and Damian Willemse, since Andre got injured in Adelaide, it's a long time ago now, it was 2022, I think, third game in Rugby Championship. The next week we played Australia in Sydney. We haven't won there in 27 years. And Damian Willemse is the fly-off, and he led us. Not that it's him alone; it's a team effort. But I mean, we for the first time in 27 years, the late Ian McIntosh team last won a game there. They won in Sydney. So that's and then from then on, obviously we had a hiccup against Ireland and then against France with a red card. And from then on, yes, between Damian Willemse and Mani as fly-offs, they were phenomenal. And the discussions that we had in the final they obviously lost out, not because they weren't good enough. They lost out because we believed that a 7-1 split was the way to go to neutralize New Zealand. So whenever we do team selection, there's a lot of things we look at. We look at GPS stats. We look at how much minutes they played. We look at for interest sake, if you the semi-final, the quarter-final against France, I mean, Kobus Reinach plays against Dupont often. If you look at the semi-final against England, the scrum half that plays for England comes from Northampton Saints, where Kobus applied his trade. That he was a youngster in the academy, so obviously Kobus knew him very well and was almost his senior. So there's a lot of factors that we calculate whenever we do a selection. And the analysis we did on New Zealand, we believe that a 7-1 was the way to go. And unfortunately, they had to stay out. But like I said, they took it like men. And no egos. And yes, they were heartbroken. They should be, because it's such an honor to play, and they were good enough to play in the World Cup final, as was Andre Esterhuizen, as was Kane Moody. If you think how they played against New Zealand the previous time, we given New Zealand the biggest score margin in the history between South Africa and New Zealand, and Kane Moody and Andre Esterhuizen was the 12 and the 13. So they also deserved. I think that's the beauty of the squad. Everybody was good enough from a performance level to play. But unfortunately, that is the way we made decisions, and the players, like we mentioned numerous times, the players are big enough to take it like that.
No, just obviously getting a yellow card was disappointing, and you drop a whole team, you drop a whole country in minutes like that in the final. So yes, I'll be honest, I didn't watch the last few minutes of the game. I've seen a few videos of it now, but honestly, God did it for us, and yeah, just grateful to be sitting here and having the Webellers in South Africa. So yeah.
For me, Zia, I have to answer. No, honestly, I haven't thought about that. I think the most important and most urgent obviously has been the World Cup, and I said earlier, being Springbok captain obviously is huge, especially for the country, but for us, like I've only got a small role to play within the team. I've got Eben, I've got Dwayne, I've got all this, and we're all leaders in the group. We're all in charge of a part of the game. I think whoever is Springbok captain is always going to have the most support, and they will fit in like a glove. It's all about what you do and while you're there. But yeah, it doesn't. As long as I can put on the Springbok jersey, I'm happy.
Is it yours, Zina?
Could I please ask guys, those that are asking questions, the 2 questions left, could we restrict it to 1 question each, please, so that we can get Mark and the Minister up, because we are running out of time now.
Okay, Jacques, over here, in front. Just how difficult is it, walking away from this team at a moment like this, but also on the flip side, how important is it to walk away when you are on the up and the nation isn't turning against you because results are not going your way?
I just say, I don't think I'm walking away. I'll never walk away from Springboks. The Springboks have given me everything, and in the Springboks, I'll say, are the players. I'm not a very Siya did his knee, and you asked him to do that. So I think no, it's nice for me, the fact that that I'm moving on to a next chapter, and only a next chapter for a couple of years. And like I mentioned, nobody knows how it's going to go forward. Life has its own way how he deals with it, and the road that he puts you on, or destiny does. So, but hopefully. You'll never know. Hopefully, I'll be back. But yes, again, the players make you nothing. Coaches are nothing without players. They are everything.
Thank you to the world champions. I just want to say thank you for defending the Rugby World Cup championship and giving us all the bragging rights for the next 4 years against all of those other fans. I'd just like to know from the players' side, especially, gentlemen, you think you can do it again and complete the treble in defense of the World Cup?
Yes.
That wraps up the questions over here, guys. But before we do, because I think you'd enjoy this one, Eben, tell us about your haircut.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, so it was about 5 weeks ago. I think me and Archie Snyman spoke on the bus, and I just said if we win the World Cup, I'll cut my hair the same as yours. And obviously after the win in the final, it was about 4:30 in the morning. And the last time I drank water was in the game. So we weren't drinking water, and he just reminded me of my bet. And obviously I wanted to be a man of my word, and I mean, winning this cup with these guys, I'll do anything. So yeah, I decided to cut my hair, and he sat me down, and Damien Willemse cut my hair, and I've gotten a few compliments, probably from all my friends. My wife also says it's not too bad. So as long as she's happy, I'm happy.
Oh, sorry, Zina, can I say? Sorry, just on it's not more of a sensitive note. I don't know if you guys have seen, but after the game, there was a video that went out on TikTok about Jody Barrett, that somebody thinks he didn't shake the president's hand, and he's been getting a lot of like bad media, or people are like being hard on him. But obviously he's going through. It's tough losing a World Cup final, and obviously getting that kind of negative media is not good. And I know him personally as someone that I know very well. He's not that kind of person. The video was taken probably after he shook the hand. He obviously shook the president's hand. And we just want to say, we the South African team, I spoke to Coach Jacques about it. We are fully behind him. We respect New Zealand a lot. They respect us a lot. So please just give him a slack. Let's just celebrate. There's nothing worse than losing a game and then also being on media, getting all this kind of messaging. So it's really been tough for him, and obviously the team and his family. But as a South African team, we're all behind them. Yeah, so yeah, please, if you can, he did shake the president's hand. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Sorry, Z, last one. Obviously, the Proteas are in India, and they are making us proud. They are fighting as hard as you can. They've been sending us messages of support to Temba and the team. I just want to actually encourage the country. Please do get behind them as much as you have behind us. They really do deserve our support, and they've been showing why they deserve our support. They're going to do something that's never been done before. So we're going to have to support them like we've never done it before. And honestly, I don't need to tell you how well they're playing, because you can see. So please, let's get behind them. And we hope we've given them a little bit of support, of inspiration to go through this. Imagine a World Cup winning team and the Proteas also do it. So yeah, Temba and the team, we're all behind you. We love you and we appreciate you. Cheers.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll let you go to the hotel now. I'd like to call the Minister and Mark Alexander to please come up to the top table now.
Minister. Hi. He's just arrived.
Who's mine then?
We're going to keep this one. We're going to keep this one short.
Short, yeah, short.
Right?
Short.
Yeah.
Guys, give me a chance. Guys, we've made an announcement outside. People are waiting for us, please. Thank you. Ready for the cup. Thank you.
I can mark in the Minister that I can't. He's sharp there. Again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right, thank you very much. For those who'd like to speak to the Minister and Mr. Mark Alexander, we have 15 minutes for that. To follow them, then go with the two questions.
Because I want to discuss the Cape problem with Mr. Mayet.
Okay. I'll see you at the hotel then.
Good evening, man. Same here.
My friend, I'm just gonna, yeah, this is a rubbing mic. I'm just gonna say 15 minutes max, my friend, and then we just check with questions. But
Morgan, do you have the mic?
We need to close that door.
Okay. Where is it? Okay, we'll start with Morgan.
Okay, cool. Can we close this door, please, guys? Cool, I'm with you now.
As it says.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a note, this has to be a quick media conference. This is going to be 15 minutes max, so if you have questions, please raise your hand. And if I can ask again, can we ask one question at a time to give as many people as possible an opportunity? First question.
Thank you, Zina. Mr. Minister, if we can talk business.
Next question, Minister, is will the Springboks be getting any bonuses for their achievements in France?
That's one question. Question two.
This is for the President or the Minister. How do we continue, Minister, this legacy of the Springboks? And how do we inspire other people to carry on, people who play rugby? How do we inspire them to be in the Springboks? And what will you guys be doing in the next 4 years to make sure that the Springboks win back-to-back, maybe even triple this time, and bring back the Webb Ellis Trophy again for the third time?
Thank you to the President of SARU. South African rugby says it believes Bongi Mbonambi on the issue of Watzekant, and the English Rugby Union says it believes Tom Curry. World Rugby has closed this matter. From South African rugby perspective, is this going to linger? Is there any need to settle that at all?
Okay, I want to start with the last question first. I think the matter is settled. World Rugby listened to the audio that was on the field, and I think it's ludicrous to think that Bongi would say such a thing. Just the past we come from, and looking at the makeup of our team, we are quite a diverse group of players. So I just can't believe he could make such a stupid statement. And knowing the person, we believe that Bongi didn't say that.
Just on prize money, also, Mr. Alexander, it's a bit of a taboo subject on how much the Rugby World
champions actually win along with the Webb Ellis Trophy. Do you mind maybe taking us into confidence in terms of what the prize money is for winning the Rugby World Cup and how will that be disseminated amongst the players?
World Rugby doesn't give you prize money. There's no prize money paid for the trophy, but we have win bonuses that we plan for 4 years in advance.
You answered.
And so they are taken care of by that. So our players receive prize money, and yes, we plan for it 4 years in advance. And that we do from World Cup to World Cup.
Sir, Mr. Minister, what does it sound like? This is the boom matter for you, though, because a very senior person in SA Rugby once told me that when it comes to any other national team, you guys are very keen on speaking openly about rewarding them. Can you please, I think many of our colleagues want you to answer that question. Mr. President, can I just ask you, succession plan, Mr. President, is it too early to ask about that? We know Jacques Nienaber is moving on. We know Rassie Erasmus' contract is only until 2025. We know Siya Kolisi is going to France now. Can you possibly just give us an idea of what the thinking will be going ahead? So thank you, sir.
I think we'll do the wash-up of the tour, and we'll talk about where we're going to go next. But there's no rush. We have the director of rugby could fill in that role in the meantime, and we're taking our time to see how the other coaches within the system have fared thus far, and then we'll make a decision. So there's no big rush for us to go ahead and appoint a coach tomorrow. We have enough cover, so the programs can continue. Yes, we are looking from within as well, because we are building succession. We are building capacity within the organization, so we look deep in the organization. If we fail to find the right person, we look outside. No, but there's 25. That's 2 years from now. It's 2 years from now, so there's no rush for us to go out there. We're going to do the wash-up. We're going to see what our succession plan looks like and where we are in that planning. And based on that, we'll either decide to get a coach next year, the following year, or maybe the director of rugby will coach the team until the next World Cup. But there's no rush right now, so we're not rushing to do anything. And we got a system within, the fast-track system of coaches that we've implemented, so we're going to look within.
Thank you very much, guys. That concludes this section of the news. Mr. Minister?
No, I think we may be comparing apples and bananas. If you ask what we said about other national teams compared to rugby, you can see how structured and organized SARU is. I mean, the issue of bonuses was resolved not on the eve, on the doorstep of the tournament, way before that. And you can only wish that other federations get inspiration. And I think it is that kind of leadership that is required by other federations, where you don't have to deal with issues at the door of tournament because it may affect the performance of players. The president last night, as part of recognition, did already declare the 15th of December as a public holiday. It's a recognition. You may not look at it from a monetary point of view. We do think that they deserve. As a country, we need a lot of counseling. I think we'll use the 15 and the days before that. The 3 games were really tight, quite tough for me, especially those of you who watch on TV. I watched them live. It was a bit, if I did not collapse, I will never collapse again. But you know, whether you win by a point or half a point, it's a win. It's a point. So South Africa has a point. So I don't think compared to what we dealt with before, we must compare with this. I went to when we played in the champs with Wallabies at Loftus. I visited what is a place called Poland. I spoke to the president about it, to see some of these young players who play for Springboks, who come from Poland, to see the kind of school system they have, well organized. I was inspired. Then I realized why we have some of the best young rugby players in the Springboks. And these are some of the lessons as we build a school sport we must learn from. Very solid, very organized, and I think these are the lessons going forward we will carry. I hope other federations, and I think SARU, will be able to share their experience, their efficiency in dealing with these issues with other federations. Z, we also arrived, we need some rest.
One more there.
Last question.
He was here since in the morning.
Minister, this one's for you again. As much as you speak of the structures at the schools and everything, and obviously we all believe that it's needed throughout for every sporting code. The bulk of the players in the Springboks, let's say a Springbok starting 15 or a Proteas starting 11, almost all of them have gone to Ivy League schools. Almost all of them have, the top tier schools, Hilton, Saints, Cares, those schools. The children in Botshabelo, in Tabanchu, in Kronstadt still don't have that privilege. And that what does it, how do we resolve that?
You missed the school sport in Daba. In the declaration and in my speech, which I'll send to you, I think there was somebody from newsroom. We talk about school sport, but also we need an as part of integrated school sport in the country to deal with the history of former model schools that have got better facilities as opposed to public schools, which are 23,000 with less facilities. We address that. So as part of this transition, we go into detail about it.
Thank you very
Let's
much.
go and celebrate outside.
Yes, I like that, Mr. Minister. Thank you, Mr. Minister. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody, for being here today, and enjoy the celebrations.
The microphone.